Hello, my friends. This is Dr. Diana as patient, and I am pretty ill. Most of you know that this website has been used to disseminate information to as many people as possible, as fast as possible, and it includes our family of conditions that share many comorbid presentations. That would include Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, especially with dysautonomia. Now, we had this discussion about how POTS is only one part of dysautonomia, right? Numerous autoimmune conditions that amazingly many Ehlers-Danlos syndrome patients develop. These would include such conditions as multiple sclerosis, chronic fatigue or ME, fibromyalgia, chronic Lyme, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, Sjogren syndrome, Alzheimer's and non-specified dementia, chronic immune deficiency syndrome, etc. Now, we all share some comorbid conditions which helped coordinate some of my research actually. One of these conditions is a low immune system. Now, personally, I was basically healthy until I was triggered by a virus. My neurologist watched in basic horror as my antibodies to viruses continued to rise until they were off of the charts, quite literally. Most of us end up with lowered immune systems, unfortunately. Now, I found a quick and dirty way, though, to see how you're doing in that area that I'd like to share with you. If you show a low immune system, you are likely a candidate for some of the research and clinical trials that are getting pulled together as we speak. Now, if you think you qualify, please email clinicaltrials@prettyill.com with your name, condition, and contact information. We will add you to our list as we get our act together from this end. It is a journey, my friend. We will be juggling independent IRBs, physicians, researchers, donations, angel investors, attorneys. You get the idea. It will take a village for sure, but it'll be worth it. So join us. Okay, meanwhile, the quick and dirty test. If you test positive for this, even after treatment, it's a big clue. What we're looking for is an overgrowth of candida, a yeast in our system. We all tend to get this now and then. Ladies, you may have experienced this down south after a round or two of antibiotics. That's perfectly normal. When candida gets in our GI tracts, it thrives on sweets and caffeine. But if we have low immune systems, candida will raise its ugly head even if we watch our diets like a hawk and take medication. Chronic candida is the sign of a lower immune system, which I humbly believe may set us up for some conditions that are considered to be autoimmune today. Now, if you test positive, you may want to treat it. Talk to your doctor, give it a little time, and test yourself again. It's one of the things that will just not go away. It just keeps popping back up. You can be fairly certain that you have a low immune system. The good news about this is that you are likely a good candidate for some of the clinical trials we have coming up. Yay, that is the silver lining, right? Okay, my story. I went to 3 ENTs asking why my tongue looked white. 2 had no idea. The third one argued with me. It didn't look that bad. Oh, gosh. When I had an endoscopy, well, then it showed up. Okay. Here's what it looked like in the esophagus. Oh. Even if your tongue looks basically okay, or like me, it looked a bit worse in the morning, better in the afternoon, this is what you can do. Just get a clear glass with plain tap water in it, and then spit in kind of the middle of the water, okay? You'll likely need to do this a couple of times. Now, put the glass down and watch it from the side. Within a minute or so, you'll start to see some hazy, filmy crud start to sink down. This stuff starts to look like tentacles, and it may have little spots in them. I know, it's kind of nasty, isn't it? I'd like to thank all my spoony friends who eagerly sent their pictures of samples of their spit. Now, we are a sick bunch in more ways than one, my friend. Take a look. Here's a good one. Oh, this is nice. See the tentacles on that one? And they just keep coming. Many of us are getting our genes checked through 23andMe, and we'll be comparing notes. When my family spit into the containers for this test, I swear it looked as if we had spit boogers. I tested everyone for candida. We all had it. Yikes. Yeah, it was a real appetite killer, I'll tell you. Okay, take home message. If you fight candida infections, pretty chronically, you may qualify for many of the trials we have coming up. And you can, if you could please complete the symptoms checklist for me, it'll be a huge help. There's a direct link to the document with instructions on how to get it back to me. We tend to have so many of these other comorbid conditions, and I'd like to get at least 1,000 or so responses with this checklist so that we can get it in a peer-reviewed journal. Normals will be shocked. So if you think you have chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, MS, chronic lupus, or EDS with dysautonomia, you would likely qualify. We'll have new checklists for many other autoimmune conditions soon, okay? Now, the publication of the results of the symptom checklist may help those of us dealing with the disability process, schools, etc. Would you be so kind as to pull it up and return it to me as suggested on the form? It can only help us all. Thank you. Now, until next time, my friends, let's continue to change our world one brain cell at a time if we have to. Gentle hugs to you all.